episode is Burn After Watching. Thank you for joining us today on this beautiful MAGA Monday.
Wow. And then when I love David, he was like, I'm unmuting you now. And we're like, thank you for letting us know. Because when we say we operate with no filter, it's literally on and off the camera. So be careful what you tune into, I guess that's what I'm saying. Welcome to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. If you are looking for a place that will talk to you about, well, let me get it together, that will talk to you about current events, but do it with honesty and really just dialogue. Isn't this what Charlie Kirk's main focus was, is we can't get above reproach when it comes to dialogue.
Well, it's right dialogue, because a lot of people are focused on the wrong things.
But you know what, Allie, the way you get
frustrating.
The way you get to the truth is you test that. You put it through the fire of dialogue.
Yep.
If something cannot stand, or someone cannot stand to be questioned on something, that's the fire that they need to be put, not literally. I'm just going to clip that and say I'm advocating for violence. But put it through the fire of discernment, right?
Yeah.
Put it through the questioning. So thank you for tuning in to our open mic. Thank you, Patriot TV, for, I don't really know what you were thinking when you gave us the platform, but thank you for it. We love it. We're thankful for all of our viewers on all the platforms
everywhere,
including Spotify. We try to give warnings to put down your coffee when it's about to get heated, because we've had incidents where stuff's been spilled right here on the desk because Allie doesn't give me a warning.
I'm sorry.
Are you? We're going to talk about so much, including when Trump is giving us a lesson on vocabulary for sedition. We might want to pay attention because he does not play.
He was on it yesterday. It was, wow. This weekend was very intense. I mean, this week has been incredible.
Bombshell after bombshell after bombshell.
Yeah.
And you're only going to hear these stories and the explanations here, the way we hear it, the way we say it here on Open Mic. Please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to all the things, and that you share it with your family and friends, because this should be the topic of conversation this weekend for Turkey Day, right?
At your kitchen table. All right, let's open that mic.
Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, he gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor of MAGAville, the RNC King. 2024, freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
Oh, y'all.
True story pulled in today. I live roughly 15 miles from where I work. Do you know how long it took me to get here today? And I know those of you that are in major metropolitan, she's like, I don't want to hear it because you know how long it took you to get here. But it took me 40, almost 50 minutes to get here.
Girl, I feel you. Florida's full. I need just a giant sign. Florida's full, y'all. But we do have a lot of family, like a lot of people here that are, visiting their family members.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's Turkey holiday.
I forget that.
It's Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving. Guys, we are just so everly grateful for all of it. Thank you so much.
What is it that Pastor said this Sunday? What if you only woke up tomorrow with what you gave thanks for today?
Ooh,
and I was like,
yep.
I do spend a lot of time and very thankful. You know what? You better be thankful, because 2 years ago, my Thanksgivings looked a lot different. Fast forward 2 years, time can change, and people go away. So you need to make sure you are thankful for what you have today.
Absolutely. All right, what are we starting with today?
Heavy.
That's a little heavy. That was a little heavy today, but that's okay. It's all right.
I'm not gonna deny. I'm all right. I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying.
It's all right. It's gonna be a heavy day for a lot of people during Thanksgiving. But just to let you know, Thanksgiving dinner is down. The cost of buying Thanksgiving dinner is down 3%. Did you know
I can confirm. We're already starting in my household. Guess who's hosting Thanksgiving? Not on Thanksgiving Day, but on Saturday.
Yeah. You? Awesome.
Are you coming over?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. What are you bringing?
Are we going to do this right now on air? What do you want me to bring? What is okay? So hop in the comments and tell us what is like your favorite Thanksgiving food. I want to know. What's yours? Do you have one?
Okay, so mine is my favorite all the time.
Okay.
I love
Mac and cheese.
See, you know it. 'Cause you know what? When I went
She hasn't had mine though, so watch when I make her mine. She's gonna like.
am I gonna lose my
Oh
mind?
my God, you're gonna lose your mind. My kids love my mac and cheese.
I
It
do a
is
lot of things
the
really
best.
good. Listen, I'm a good cook, but mac and cheese,
That is her favorite.
it is my favorite, and I
Yeah.
have yet to find a place that can't do it the way I like it. So bring it on, Al.
My kids, so this is interesting because this year my kids don't want turkey. They want pernil, which is roast Spanish Puerto Rican pork. You put it in the oven, it's delicious. Oh my gosh, it's the best ever. And that's what they want, pernil and rice and beans. And I was like,
I love
oh,
that.
are y'all not Puerto Rican? I love it. I love it so much.
I usually do not only turkey but ham because you like a little bit of both. And then for leftovers throughout the whole week, you're layering it in a sandwich, and
It's great. It's great.
I love
love
my
it. I
mom's.
love the
I love my
holidays.
mom's. People call them deviled eggs. We call them angel eggs because
Filled eggs. Oh,
They're-
that's
they're
so
good.
cute.
they're good.
Yeah.
They're good. Just gonna say.
All
Okay.
right. She does make them pretty good. I like them.
All right, guys. So we want to wish you an early happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are thankful for a wonderful Monday. We are going to open the mic and get rolling. So Trump posted over the weekend, Allie. He just
A whole bunch
posted-
of things.
Take a look at one of the things. Well, he posted the definition of sedition. And I think this is in direct response to what a handful of Democrats did over last week when they made that video. You remember we got Doc Pete Chambers. We got his response to it. They made a video, these Democrats, encouraging people in the armed services who are currently enlisted to not follow the commander-in-chief for any unlawful orders. Okay, first of all,
What is an unlawful order? Number one. Because
I would largely say they don't follow unlawful orders anyway, but
except for COVID.
Sedition. Take a look at this post again, if we could get up there. It's a noun, okay? But here is the definition.
Okay, teach.
Conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of a state, insurrection, rebellion, the raising of commotion in a state not amounting to insurrection conduct, trending to treason. Goes on to say, if you give excitement of discontent against government or of existence to lawful authority.
I like what is highlighted here, though. Organized incitement of rebellion or civil disorder against authority or the state, usually by speech or writing.
This is why it was so important that I believe it was the BBC edited 52 minutes out of Trump's speech that he gave on January 6th, because they had to make it look like he was saying to go and do these things when largely what came out of his mouth in the entirety of the video was that we were going to peacefully walk down to the Capitol and support our representatives in doing the right thing. That's what he said, and they edited 52 minutes out. These Democrats went ahead and put their foot in it by putting together a video just calling out what they thought was the military not abiding by lawful orders. They never gave an example of what these unlawful orders are. What do you think they were?
I don't know. ICE?
ICE, I've heard somebody on the news this morning was saying that right off the coast of Venezuela, how they're going after the narco terrorists, which they've been deemed.
That's probably the crux of it, honestly.
Guys, nobody has answered this better than candidate for governor here in the state of Florida and Representative Byron Donalds. Ellie, you sent me this. I want you guys to take a quick listen to Byron Donalds.
Enough to stand up to President Trump when Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief, not Mr. Crow, not Senator Slotkin. They are not the commander-in-chief. And like I said before, they would not tolerate any Republican launching any video like that when Barack Obama was president of the United States. You know it's true. I know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. But now they want to feign outrage and have everybody come and ask them how they feel. Man, stop. We're tired of the games and the charade. The American people are looking for real answers on energy, on immigration, on affordability, but they want to be cute. So yeah, I'm not going to give them any standing about, well, how do they feel? That's BS. They knew what they were doing. They created a political stunt to get a response. And they didn't like the response.
In terms of what the president said, are you
The
comfortable?
administration proposing new oil and gas leases to
Yeah.
unlock California and Florida?
Look, I think when it comes to Florida, we've been clear in our state. We do not want drilling off of our coastline. And so we're going to work with the administration and still protect Florida's coastline.
So, sure. Are you comfortable with what the president said, suggesting that members of Congress should be put to death?
No, but the president also said that they should have to actually stand by. You have to investigate those words. What they're calling for is sedition. 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 Let me ask you a question. What are the penalties of sedition in the United States of America? What are they? The president's not calling for it, but they're the ones that started this foolishness. And I will grant you, this is a foolish political stunt created by people who are trying to get their name ID up, who are trying to demonstrate that somehow they're the standard bearers for our constitutional republic when their own words are in violation of our constitutional republic.
We can bring it
You
back, David.
cannot have
Bring it back, David. Bree, will you just clip that?
I'm sorry, y'all. I lost it when he said that because he's right. He's not wrong. A lot of what is coming out, a lot of what is being flung around the social media is done by people that are trying to get their name ID up. And he is so right. My God.
Tell me you're insignificant without telling me that you're
My
insignificant.
goodness. It's hilarious at this point. But look at the mess that they stepped in. Look at the mess they stepped in. Because you want that you're addicted to power, you're addicted to recognition, you're addicted to the falseness, you're addicted to the outcry, you're addicted to the chaos. Look at what you did. You stepped in sedition.
Look what your marketing tool did. That's what, and so this raises a bigger question. Of all the geniuses we have in the marketing,
What's that Pops director?
who okayed this?
We need to subpoena that person because did you give that sign off like that? Okay,
Somebody's
Check the box.
losing their job in an executive office right now because there
My
are usually
goodness.
10 people that sit around a table to determine that something like this
Yes.
was okay to do.
Right.
It was heavily edited. Somebody actually thought those were the best clips to put forward.
Right. That's scary.
It is. It is.
And these are the consequences of you not understanding proper roles and responsibilities. And I know that we play around a lot and we're like we do a lot of the tongue in cheek and we're a little emotional for whatever, but
Not emotional.
At the end of it,
What?
underneath of it is this is what happens when you don't understand proper roles and responsibilities and you fall into traps that I don't understand how you didn't see this.
The bottom line is, if these Democrats, who I love, earlier in that clip, Byron Donalds said, I respect their service, because some of these Democrats that put this video out are former servicemen and women. So he said, I respect their service. That being said, there was a very simple way, Democrats, if you feel that Donald Trump is doing something unlawful, go on a media blitz and say what the unlawful thing is.
Right, but they can't.
Out in the news cycle, but you can't. So when you're not armed with the truth, you are armed with shenanigans, and that's what we see.
This is propaganda, and the fact that it's occurring on both sides, propaganda, right? And they will not bring forth the repeal of the Smith Modernization Act that has been sitting for almost 9 months now.
Allie, I'm going to say, if the Smith Modernization Act, aka the Charlie Kirk Act, where they call it whatever you want, we said call it Open Mic Act, whatever. If that comes out, largely every platform should become open mic.
Yes.
Because you don't need to now filter where you get your news from. It will be back to how it was before Barack Obama. It'll be illegal to sell you guys through media propaganda. Wouldn't you like that?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you think when you pay your cable bill or your streaming bill or whatever you pay when you get your news? MSNBC, hopefully you're not still paying for that, but you're actually paying to be spoon-fed poison from the media. And I think
your consent by consuming it and repeating it, you're consenting to the brainwashing that is occurring. You're consenting to the CIA's Operation, what is that? Mockingbird?
Project Mockingbird. Look it up. It's not, don't take my word for it.
Like
even Google hasn't scrubbed it.
You're allowing them to change the narrative. And all we're doing here is showing you 50,000-foot view. Like here, maybe you should pay attention to everything that's happening. But this is crazy.
So this is,
I like that he asked the question, what is the penalty for sedition?
Because Trump's not calling for it.
Right.
But do you know
But that's the
penalty of sedition?
The reason why this is a problem is because we have not had actual accountability. There has not been a significant arrest of someone who has actually committed a crime that is currently serving.
Amen. Amen to that. Well, I love Glenn Beck. He said this, and Donald Trump reshared it. Take a look. The law that Donald Trump is looking at when he calls for sedition,
Right.
is 18 USC 2387. It's activities affecting armed forces general. This is a statute. It makes it a federal crime to do any of the following. Take a look here. Advise, urge, or attempt to cause insubordination, disloyalty, mutiny, or refusal of duty among members of the U.S. military. It's also saying that it's illegal to obstruct or attempt to obstruct recruiting, enlistment, or general military operations. It's also unlawful to distribute written materials advocating for any of the above. And this is what he's using state law to say, did you really think about this, Democrats? Again, I have to ask, who's the marketing arm behind this? And this is what happens when you elect people to offices who are bobbleheads, and they get the message, they read it, and then they don't even know. They didn't even do their background. How many of these members of Congress even know that they stood guilty of sedition really when they did this? What is their argument? I'd love to hear their argument.
I don't think they have one.
Somebody's got to write it for them, and then they'll say what the
And they
argument
thought that this was a good idea, but clearly it shows that it violates U.S. code. It violates all kinds of, it violates federal laws. But my question is, now that we know this, what is going to happen, DOJ?
Well, and Trump's going to have to do more than strong social media posts. He said this, take a look. He shared a post declaring the Democrat Party is the party of domestic terrorists. I mean, these are strong words. We want actions. But he says we have to stop tolerating the Dem Surr-ection. And that's what he shared. So, I mean, people are excited about this rhetoric. And I don't call it rhetoric as in a bad way. But, I mean, everybody loves strong words. And President understands that language matters. But language with action behind it is really what people are.
This is why he's going to social media doing it, because he knows that the regular news media cycles will not cover this. He understands that public pressure works. He has his ear to the floor of the American people. And I do think that if we hop on this and we start pushing for accountability for this specifically, I think something can come of it. But we have been trying to push our public pressure or apply our political public pressure at the appropriate pressure points in order for the DOJ to move. And so far, things have been stalled. So maybe there just needs to be more, more attempts at this, or I don't know. What do you think?
Well, in looking at, and of course, we didn't really have it on the agenda to talk about much today, but looking at something like even Marjorie Taylor Greene stepping down in the beginning of next year, what I think, and this is just my opinion, but sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't agree. To me, there appears to be some type of I describe it as a moat. Okay, the thing that they trench and dig around a palace back in the former days to not allow people easy access to a palace. It appears to me that there is a type of a moat around President Trump. And this what terrifies me, and I don't live in fear, but it terrifies me to a certain extent, is that this is what we saw, Allie, during the first Trump administration. Right. An elected, the electorate that was very, very excited, and a Trump that was largely kneecapped, although he did some great things, kneecapped from moving at the speed of light, which we encouraged him to do.
Yep.
And I'm starting to see that again. Now, these are things we pray to be exposed, what's done in the dark to be brought to the light. But I do feel to some extent, maybe not as deep as in 2016, maybe they're more secretive because they know that we know that that we know.
Yeah.
That's just the way I kind of see it. So when we say, DOJ, where's your move? Pam Bondi, where's your move? I'm well aware that there's a breakdown in the cog there.
Especially when you have, you see these posts from people that you do trust, asking, talking about Bobby Kennedy, asking Maha to be more loud about the things that Bobby Kennedy ran on, because he seems to be coming up against a lot of friction
within his own
within the department. And we're not really sure why that is. But if that's happening, then that could be the reason why we're seeing a lot of the stalling. So what exactly is stalling everything? Who is stalling it, and who best benefits for the stall of the implementation of the America First agenda that we very overwhelmingly voted for? And you can, if you kind of zoom out a little bit further, or even zoom in a little closer to specific states that are running specific, that are having specific elections coming up in 2026, you'll see which ones are strategic, because you'll see the ones that are being attacked. You'll see the ones that it almost feels like there's a grenade that's been thrown in, and there's splatter everywhere.
Absolutely.
And so you want to make sure that you're asking these questions: who's involved, who best benefits, why is this happening? This doesn't make sense the way it's going. So,
and Allie, I will largely say that this is why we encourage you to get involved on the local level, because we've largely said on many different platforms that we, as America First, need to build a strong bench. This is why people can't go to the ballot box on November 5th of 2024, check a box for Trump, go, woo, we got our man in, okay.
And then hands off.
No, yeah, exactly. Because it's exhausting.
Yeah.
We're not going to stand here and tell you it's not exhausting to be politically engaged every day. We don't expect everyone to do it on that level. That's something we've chosen. But there is a level and a part that you play. Largely, it's your mouth, how you communicate to those around you, those that you love. Listen, I've said to people in my life, if you had the cure for cancer, which arguably Maha does have a lot of that, but if you have the cure for cancer, and are you going to take that beautiful message that could save someone's life, and are you going to hide it under a lamp? No, you broadcast it. You get to the toppest platform you can, and you shout it from the rooftops. And that's largely what we try to do in a political or in a media-driven way, is try to say, listen, you have to know this is what's happening. But mark my word, the climb is still uphill.
Yeah.
And you're fighting it both on the left and on the
and that's what makes it most exhausting.
It is. But thank God for people like Benny Johnson.
Yes.
And people like Tim Burchett. Sometimes we share one brain.
It's awesome. Tim Burchett is a fan of.
He is amazing. Now, this is a little bit of a longer video. We're going to play most of it, Allie, because this is kind of cool. Take a listen, and because Trump reposted it, so I know that Trump knows that we know. Take a listen.
Almost 1,000 NGOs, non-government organizations working out of Afghanistan. I had Marco Rubio in committee, and I asked him, we're giving the Taliban 40 million. This is just an example. 40 million a week. 2 years I've been working on this. I got a freaking memo from the dadgum State Department, and they're no friends of mine. They're no friends of this country. That's the deep state, there ever was one. They've told us that we've given them close to $5 billion, and we're still doing it because it goes to the NGOs. The Democrats fought that amendment that we added NGOs into the bill. Why? Because there's 1,000 NGOs, and you know good and well that money's coming right back to Washington. That's what Elon told us. The paper trail runs right back. Now, can I find it? No, I don't have access to those kind of computers, but that's why they're squealing. They're squealing about it.
So squealing about USAID cuts, you're saying that our suspicions are confirmed that the money that's spent at USAID goes right back into Democrat campaign coffers.
Almost 100%. Almost 100%. There's still some Republicans, I think, if they are, that's why leadership, they sent somebody to see me. They sent my buddy, and he sits beside me. Tim, man, some of the chairmen are kind of upset what you said, and, go through all this stuff. And I said, but it's the truth, right? He goes, well, yeah, we know it's the truth, but you just can't keep saying it. And I keep saying it. So that's why I always tell people I'm not suicidal.
You made a lot of news on our show saying that you believe that there could have been some real payola with some of these Biden
Have
pardons.
to be 8,000 pardons. I said 2,000, and it's come out. Somebody said something about
8,000.
8,000 freaking pardons. You think Joe couldn't remember what he'd had for breakfast? He couldn't remember where the dadgum bathroom was. And he reviewed 8,000 files on pardons. Give me a freaking break.
Didn't happen.
We'll bring it back.
And it's just why.
I'm just going to say, get you a man that says dadgum. Because
That is adorable. I cannot. It is just the most adorable. Okay, but I'm going to need y'all to pray for Tim Burchett.
Yes.
Because he is bucking up against the system. So have other people. He's bucking up against the system. And we've actually seen this happen here in Florida, where you buck up against the system and you do what leadership doesn't want you to do. You kind of get raked over the coals and put in the basement. So it's just one of those things that you just need to be careful of. So pray for him and his safety as he's going against, and his family as he's going against leadership, and he's exposing this. Why is America still paying the Taliban
$40 million a week?
That is insane.
That is a great retirement.
Insanity.
Just
like,
saying.
Think our veteran. Like, are we serious?
Everybody
right
we've
now?
lost. Think of all the souls lost in fighting decades worth war in the Middle East. And you, the taxpayers, are paying. Listen,
I'm just
going to say this real quick.
When you've buried friends and family, when you've left your blood in the desert, you're still paying these fools?
You have seen the FBI and the DOJ work together to bring out gambling and betting on sports, basically fixing both sides. And the government has done it with your tax dollars on a war footing that actually costs lives. Where are the charges?
Can anybody say Iron Man? Did y'all see that? I mean, how is that not similar? Stark
Where
Industries.
do you think Hollywood gets the
Think
message?
about it. Stark Industries. That's what happened in the first Iron Man. Ask me how I know. My son was like, Mom, let's watch Iron Man tonight. And I said, okay, sure. So now it's stuck in my brain. I can't help it.
Everybody loves a good Robert Downey Jr. movie, but that was to the point. That's what I'm saying. How could we on this show cheerlead the fact that, yay, we're calling out them fixing sports, because I don't think, and that they've been fixing war. The military-industrial complex has been fixing war for how long?
But that also ties into what Anna Paulina Luna is trying to do with getting her insider stock trading. Because she's like, look, why do you think people don't want to get rid of this? And we have war hawks, but look at their portfolios.
No, we're going to get to that too.
With Russia and Ukraine. They want the same people that are benefiting in their portfolios with these certain companies, right, are the same ones that are pushing for the war to continue in Russia and Ukraine. That's exactly what Tim Burchett is talking about.
That's why they're fighting.
How we're spending $40 billion on the freaking Taliban through NGOs. Where do you think that money's coming back into?
And what
he said it.
They're trying to make it look like Donald Trump is doing away with these, 501c3s or whatever, these nonprofits, because, boo-hoo, he's trying to rake middle class and lower class and lower class Americans across the coals. No, this money has largely been laundered, bleached, whatever, and brought back into the coffers of the Democrat Party. It's wild. I love how he said it's why they're squealing. But honestly, guys, I want you to think about it this way too. Taxpayers are getting robbed on the federal level. Allie, you sent this to me. This was, if you're not already a little upset, if you're living in Minnesota or you know anybody who lives in Minnesota under the guidance of Tampon Tim, who's the governor that put tampon machines in the boys' bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
So take a look at this. This is now paperwork that's been filed calling for the Minnesota's Somali community has been caught funneling taxpayer dollars to the terrorist network Al-Shabaab overseas by here's what they did. Here's how they got this money over there. They falsely diagnosed children with autism through Medicaid. These are the insane spike in claims. In 2018, there was 3 million in this Somali community that they got from Medicaid for autism. In 2023, just 5 years later, $399 million. If you look at what they're highlighting here, it didn't matter if a child did not have an autism diagnosis. Hassan would facilitate a fraudulent one. To drive up enrollment, Hassan and her partners paid monthly cash kickback payments to the parents of children who were enrolled. What in the mother-loving Minnesota?
This is what they talk about when they talk about for-profit schools.
No, I don't see that.
This is for profit.
It's actually the rape of the Minnesota taxpayers. So there goes a couple of our. I'm sure we're off YouTube.
My
God,
I
should have said a different word.
This frustrates the ever-loving love out of me. Like, I am so frustrated with this.
But are you ready for this, Allie?
You
ready for the kicker?
Let's go.
You want to know what county this is in Minnesota? Hennepin County. You want to know who's the congressional representative from Hennepin County? Ilhan Omar. Shocker. She's from where? Somalia. She's been quoted many times on Capitol Hill saying, who does she look out for?
Somalians.
Somalians.
Wow. So maybe there should be an effort to get her off the Foreign Affairs Committee.
Maybe that's the vote we should be having before you leave
Just
for your
thought.
holiday. Are they already gone for their holiday?
I don't know. But this is crazy. I mean, maybe it's not that we're diagnosing it more, or we're no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what they say?
Here's the thing.
Wild.
I'm going to okay, so in this report,
And that fudges CDC.
in many cases, the fraud has allegedly been perpetrated by members of Minnesota's sizable, because they have a large Somalian community. Federal counterterrorism sources confirm that millions of dollars in stolen funds has been sent back to Somalia,
Wow.
where they ultimately landed in the hands of the terror group Al-Shabaab.
Right.
As one confidential source put it, quote, the largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. Again, the NBA can't do it, the NFL can't do it, but your tax dollars, according to some in their government, can definitely pay for both sides.
We need to be a whole lot more loud about this.
I mean, this doesn't feel good.
I fully understand why I'm getting phone calls like, Allie, you're great, but you have a mouth. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it now. I get it now. There are some people that like to continue the status quo. There are some people that like that this continues because they benefit.
They benefit as well. That's why.
But
It's
you
on
know
both
who
sides.
doesn't benefit? The American people don't benefit. So those of you that are saying we don't do politics, we're not going to talk about politics. Politics is this. It's ick. Yes, it's ick and it's gross and
politics
it's disgusting.
is doing you.
But you know what? If you're not paying attention to what happens, this happens. We're literally funding
and we could
terrorists.
We could solve this Ilhan Omar problem really quickly. You want to know how? Take a look at what Tucker Carlson. Well, you know they deplatformed him off of the conservative Fox News,
and then there's other people that are going after him on the same side. Like, pay attention.
But this was literally years ago. For years, we have known about Ilhan Omar and how we could easily, legally take care of her representation. Take a listen.
Genetic match, the DNA match to the man who was her second husband. They went to 3 continents. They found a cigarette butt and a drinking straw, which they decided, they sent it to a DNA laboratory and found conclusively that the DNA matched, that the second husband was a sibling, according to this DNA sample. So the very day that they were going to unleash this on the world, and in fact I was interviewing one of the people involved, the FBI swooped on the gentleman, Anton Lazaro, from this Republican PAC up in Minnesota, and arrested him on some different charges. Who knows whether he's guilty or not guilty. I mean, he's not guilty until proven, but he's in jail. And so his story never got to see the light of day. I mean, luckily he'd told the FBI they were not interested. They told him the statute of limitations had run out. We managed to see the website before he took it down, before he was arrested, and managed to report the story such as it was.
So again, this is like Kamala Harris, when we find out that they're selling aborted fetuses and baby parts through Planned Parenthood, she goes after the people that are actually outing the story. Same thing here. The person who did the due diligence to find out that Ilhan Omar used, she frauded immigration laws. You can't marry your brother to come here to this country. So she's here largely illegally. If they would do their job, he gave the information to the FBI. They investigated and arrested him.
Ask yourself why. Why?
Who
benefits?
I know one thing. You know what, Allie? This is why I drive the speed limit. Because I'm just saying, when you talk a lot about truth and so why are we slow walking this? People you end up on a list. And I love Tucker Carlson in this. I mean,
what's going to happen? What's going to happen? They've known about it. What's going to happen?
And Trump's even alluded to this.
Yes.
And it's like he dangles it like a carrot, to tell people to get in line, but I'm more interested in get out of office.
Seriously, and it's low hanging fruit. It's not like it's something that needs to go through some kind of investigative. It's already done.
Listen,
all you got to do is repeat it or read it and look at it and then bring it up. Why has this not been brought forward?
If you out there, middle-class America, if you came to this country and frauded the immigration system by marrying your brother, how long do you think it would take the federal government to, if you, let's play this game. Let's say you voted for Trump. You're a MAGA conservative, right? And to come here, you frauded immigration paperwork to say that the person you married wasn't in fact your brother, and DNA is conclusive 99.99999%. Those are better than COVID numbers, right? Validating that you married your brother to come to this country. How long do you think it would be before they sent you back? Let's say if you were like a Charlie Kirk kind of person. They would be in line to send you back home. This kind of stuff is what gets my blood boiling, as well as Allie. Allie, so let's just pivot for a quick second before we go to commercial.
I just no words.
Well, we have to talk about this next part. There are files coming out now about the Epstein, the release of the rest of the documents. Greg Kelly does talk about this, and he talks about Biden's CIA director and having meetings with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's take a listen.
I'm not really that into this Epstein thing, but this is wild. Are you ready? Wall Street Journal, April 30th, 2023. Epstein's private calendar reveals prominent names, including CIA chief and Goldman's top lawyer, the nation's spy chief, a longtime college president, and top women in finance. The circle of people who associated with Jeffrey Epstein years after he was convicted of sex offenses is wider than previously reported. William Burns, Central Intelligence Agency director since 2021, under Joe Biden, had 3 meetings scheduled with Epstein in 2014 while he was Deputy Secretary of State, the documents show. They first met in Washington, and then Mr. Burns visited Epstein's townhouse in Manhattan. How about that one? What the you be going there for?
Okay. I can just hear the left right now. Well, there's pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. Here's the thing you have to remember, guys. Anytime people are talking about Epstein, after 2008, we know, because it was tried here in the state of Florida, Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted pedophile, if you will, sex offender. Okay? Prostitution under the age of 18. So if you look at pictures and photographs documented with Melania and others taking pictures with Jeffrey Epstein, they are all before 2008. After 2008, you can't claim that you're innocent and that you didn't know. This is post 2008. Democrats are still there with both hands out, wanting money and God knows whatever else from Jeffrey Epstein. You can't collude with the enemy and then come out and say, well, it's Trump that wouldn't release the documents. This is why the Democrats sat on this. Remember, they sat on it through Obama. They sat on it through Biden. They sat on it through everything. And this is why, because they're taking hands out.
You sleep with dogs, you catch fleas. You can't claim that it's one way for Trump, guilty by association, when he clearly wasn't associated. He was actually one of the only ones that was helping take Epstein down. And assisting the FBI.
It's not our words.
And the police.
That's the investigators here in the state of Florida that tried the 2008 case. They said, you know who really was open with sharing information?
Donald Trump.
But
you can't claim that it's guilty by association with that when you have more recent associations with Epstein, and that's not guilty by association. Tell me again what narrative you're trying to convince the American people of.
Guys, we've got so much more coming your way. Absolutely. The fire continues right here on Open Mic. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this short break.
From the heart of Marietta, Georgia, comes a tribute to the spirit of liberty. Liberty Cigars, where history meets craftsmanship. Each cigar tells a story. The Founders Collection honors the visionaries who shaped a nation. The President's House Collection celebrates the leaders who steered it. And the Naval Series salutes the heroes who defended it. Handcrafted with precision, each blend mirrors the essence of its namesake. From the boldness of George Washington to the elegance of Thomas Jefferson. Indulge in a moment of reflection. light a Liberty cigar and savor the legacy. Discover your story at libertycigars.com because every great nation deserves a great cigar. Liberty Cigars, smoke the history. And don't forget to use promo code OPENMIC for 10% off your order.
Well, commercial breaks are always fun and exciting as you get breaking news when it comes through that. Guys, we obviously thank many times on our show America's General Michael Flynn, not only for the mentorship and guidance that we've both professionally really had under his wing. He's somebody that pours into people. Listen, when people serve for as long as General Flynn did, and then they get raked across the coals like he did from really 2016 on, he could have just retired on a beach somewhere
and not cared.
I mean, really, he would have and just taken his family and been like, "Peace out. I've given this country enough." He stays.
Do you know how many
engaged.
times I've tried to do that a week? Like, seriously, those of us that do this for a living, like, and feel called to do it, we don't. It's like it's like, oh, really? Do I really have to address this? Do we really have to go down this road today? Do I really have to do this, Lord?
Yes.
And you're like, I'm done. And then you're like, nope, you have that pull. And so I commend General Flynn for doing this. He's inspirational. He's encouraging. And I'm glad that he understands that he kind of lives this out. Like, just because you're out of the military service doesn't mean that your service to country ends. And I really appreciate
largely, if you hear him talk, largely his service to God. He has the intention of doing the next right thing, right? So when Allie and I are here last week talking about and really the week before, as every day almost, we talked a little bit about the Islamification of really the America across the nation, seeing how Europe and how England went, and then how we are kind of shaping the same way, not to install any kind of hate or violence against any one faction of religion or belief, but because you have to think about factions in this country that could largely be rising up that have no intention of bowing to our republic and our Constitution, that the laws that we live by. Because Islam under Sharia law cannot be compatible with our Constitution. We think we're saying this. He's got to be so tired. This is him from 2016, y'all, on all networks, CNN. Take a look.
I do believe what we have, though, is we have a significant problem with radical Islamism, and we have to address this problem. And I think whatever Donald Trump says this afternoon, the bigger issue, and we're seeing it in our own attacks today in Libya to try to settle that situation down, what we've seen around Europe. I mean, the rise, the doubling, Wolf, of radical Islamist groups around the world is something that we have to pay greater attention to.
And you've written a whole book about it, and it's a bestseller.
Yeah, bestseller. So there he is in 2016. Now, again, this is just before the outing of what took place with the Hillary Clinton campaign authorizing, and then getting authorization through Obama and Biden, then Vice President Biden, to launch this attack on to get Trump, but to first get General Flynn. Can you see why this man was viewed as such a target by the deep state?
I am seeing are just absolutely wild with this.
It is
absolutely wild, and it's happening, and it's occurring underneath people's noses, and they're not seeing it.
He drew the connection even to some of the activities that were going on in Libya. He understands and has been saying for years. He's been talking about color revolutions and how we've done it through our military in other countries when we didn't agree or didn't like their leadership. And we did it through the military-industrial complex. And he knows all the ins and outs and intricacies of that. And for him to say, hey, guys, you might want to look at our own country because we might be seeing that play out here.
And it is playing out here. See, that was 2016. Look at where we are now in 2025, right? We see this bloom of radical Islamists popping up all over the place in the inner cities of our nation.
And this is why there's a call for us here on this platform from both Allie and I, not only in the hopes, which I have seen much reporting, that Trump is going to call Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization here soon. I think that actually that announcement's coming at 4 today. There's going to be a signing of an executive order. Keep it locked. We'll update you on that. But beyond that, President Trump and Trump administration and all that are involved, we want to see CAIR, C-A-I-R, the funding arm here in this country with ties to terrorist networks. We want to see them go by the wayside as well, because what they're trying to do, Allie, is they're trying to use funds from nations that don't like us to get other Ilhan Omar types elected in this country.
And we would like to stop, I don't know, funding the Taliban. That would be great. If we can get to that, yes, I think.
Can you imagine the candidates we can run on an America First platform if we had access to that kind of money? Like, no wonder the Democrats get all these really shady people elected, because they're largely able to spook you through propaganda that you've paid for through filtering to the Taliban and NGOs that then come back to the Democrat Party. It is just like a tangled web. And what was it that Ivan Raiklin said when he was on here one time? He's like, if you just pulled this thread, y'all,
it all falls out.
And it's all intertwined. I mean, it's like
a piñata. You just
no,
pull the string.
Because in a piñata, at least I get to hit something. And that is fun.
Yeah, but it's you know those like the knitted sweaters? When you pull the string, the whole friggin' sweater falls apart? Yes, that's exactly this. Keep pulling at it.
Keep pulling at it. See what happens.
Unraveling.
Speaking of those that are trailblazers, we had the wonderful privilege. I was a little bit geeking out.
Were you really?
I tell you, but I was geeking out. When James O'Keefe stops by open mic at Charlie Kirk's Turning Point event, and we're sitting there on Media Row. We get to interview him. It was amazing, but he explained a lot of what took place listen, they went after Charlie Kirk for not abiding by a certain message. They go in after James O'Keefe, Tucker Carlson, many others for not abiding by a message. But he has continued, even after they stripped him of so much, the board of his own company that he started voted him off. It felt like lone survivor there. But James O'Keefe has a message here about a bombshell report. I want you guys to listen, then we'll talk about it.
The first of the intelligence community's surveillance targets appeared to be a former Defense Intelligence Agency, that's DIA head, and would-be Trump National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Another target was staffer George Papadopoulos. In 2018, HPSCI, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, released a 243-page report clearing Trump of allegations that he and his team colluded with Russia to interfere with the 2016 election. However, sources close to the House Permanent Select Committee, led by Adam Schiff, covertly continued working out of a small room in Langley, and he had access to raw logs and communications from agencies like the CIA and the National Security Council.
So, new report, of course, first of all, anytime somebody tells you, because we largely have, we've had the privilege of studying under General Flynn for a lot of how you go out and get involved in local government, local action equals national impact. So the first thing that happens is you get kind of put in this this bubble of Christian nationalist, or being said, well, he was convicted. No, he wasn't. He's not. No, he wasn't.
You're associated with a family.
There you go. You've seen the report that says the Oversight Committee has already said that there was no Russia collusion from Trump or Flynn. It was something largely to get Flynn. It was a false narrative. But now you're finding out that under CIA Director Mike Pompeo, this is how you know there are people that are surrounding Trump, at least especially during the first administration and now. Mike Pompeo is giving Adam Schiff access to logs.
Wow.
In Langley, what is this? This is the part of the right that we have an issue with. Because you don't just get to claim Republican. You don't just get to claim that you are MAGA America first without being tried and tested through time, I think, largely. Mike Pompeo has shown that
That's not loyal.
No, that's not
loyalty. That's not loyalty to country.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about loyalty to a person.
Yeah.
I'm talking about loyalty to country. a lot of the reasons why some of this stuff is occurring is because people are loyal to themselves.
Ooh,
People want what they want for themselves. They're in it for them. They're not in it for the country. They're not in it for anything else other than power, money, and access.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh my gosh, we've got to get to this next story because this is one of our favorites. Anna Paulina Luna. Another one besides Tim Burchett that you need to be praying for is her. Think about it, guys. Would you ever dream that that in a company or in corporate America that you would be able to make decisions and also be able to invest in the outcome of those decisions?
We hinted at this a little bit earlier. So if you stuck with us during our tirades today, thank you. We appreciate it. But they needed to be said.
You are stronger than most. Let's just put it that way. Here, take a look at Representative Anna Paulina Luna.
All right, a quick update on our efforts to ban insider trading. So first of all, any member of Congress that's saying that it's not happening, A, is lying to you. Both Democrats and Republicans that are engaging in individual stock trades are getting on average 600% returns, outperforming, that's right, you heard the S&P. Not just that, we know it's illegal, but they are still doing it. So I just want to ask the American people, which I know that you're going to side with me on it, but do you really think a member of Congress can best represent foreign policy, especially if they are personally invested in the defense industry with their stock portfolios? And the answer is no. I'll give you a prime example. Right now, you have the administration that's about to secure a peace deal between Russia, Ukraine, and the United States. This has massive economic opportunity for all citizens involved, and also who doesn't love peace unless you're a total sociopath. The point is that you actually have our own side, which is why I'm making this video to call it out. Our own GOP senators that are coming out against it. Let me give you a wild guess as to where they are personally invested with in regards to their stock portfolios. You guessed it,
Military-industrial complex. So you've got Marco Rubio and other leaders of our state over right now in, I believe, Geneva, that are negotiating and trying to talk with Putin and Zelensky to get peace in that region and in that area.
Is advantageous to the American people.
It is America first. It very much is. But people, not just on the left, on the right, in the Senate.
And not just people, elected representatives in the Senate are personally invested in the military-industrial complex. Talk about ethics.
They make money off of keeping us at war and sending your young men and women to do the dirty work over there.
This touches the American people at their kitchen table. This is the ethics violation that needs to be investigated. This.
And I want to tell you, if we've got leaders from this country and from the Trump administration currently over in Geneva negotiating peace, and you've got people, I don't care what side of the aisle you sit on, in the Senate that are intervening in any way with that messaging,
they're trying to kneecap.
That is a coup.
Take a listen
to Marco Rubio.
I think the report today is that I think today was worthwhile. It was very, very, it is probably the most productive day we have had on this issue. Maybe in the entirety of our engagement, but certainly in a very long time. But work remains, and because this continues to be a working process, you know, I don't want to declare victory or finality here. There's still some work to be done, but we are much further ahead today at this time than we were when we began this morning and where we were a week ago for certain. Okay?
All right, there's something you can be thankful for, guys. Be thankful to put that to rest. Be thankful that let's hope that a Zelensky, as much as I don't, and you know what? I hear he's buying property in Florida. I don't want you to be full. I don't want you. Oh God, I can just imagine. Nope, not going to go there on this episode because we're out of time. But we'll talk about it a little bit. You should not be getting in the way of these peace talks.
Why? Why are we, listen, we still have almost over 150 executive orders that have not been codified into law yet. We're 9 months in, and we have midterms that are coming in 2026 that are extremely important. We need to gain seats in the House and we need to gain seats in the Senate. But we can't do that, and we can't move the needle forward if we're not willing to actually get done what the American people set into place.
Yes, ma'am.
We gave a mandate on 2020 in November 5th, right?
And it still continues. Every morning I wake up, my feet hit the floor. Mandate is what I hear.
Exactly.
Every day. Let's bring it a little bit local. Allie, you and I have both been engaged in local government here in Florida, in our area. This is taking it right to the school board room. Guys, listen, school board at least here where we live, check where it is, how it's viewed and where you live, is not considered partisan. People run for school board. They do not put a D or R behind their name. And largely, it's overlooked by a lot of your local GOP Republican parties. It's viewed as something kind of that's smaller, doesn't really matter, doesn't make an impact. I want you to listen to the rhetoric about this next story. This is in New Jersey, okay, which just went blue in their governorship. A sitting board member's husband, they give the name here, Mitesh Gandhi, allegedly texting things like this. This is a sitting school board member's husband talking about another member. I swear she can't die soon enough. I'm going to slaughter her and need this bleep to crack. Also being exposed, let's see, mission is to let her die by herself, LOL.
Thank you, real defender of the Republic, for putting this out there. This is so important, and I'm glad that she did, because I mean, she's also a defender of truth, to be honest.
We love her. We love her. But Allie, it leads me to question, if the school board races and the school board positions are so, I mean, they don't mean anything. Why are people fighting so much, and why is this type of rhetoric being dialed up? This kind of a personal attack on an insignificant seat, because they know, Allie, it's not insignificant. What is it we always say? If you control the generation, the mind of a young generation, so goes the future of the nation.
Yeah.
This is why the Democrats
say that all the time.
They fight us for those local seats. They fight us for,
and they funnel hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, into a race in order for them to control it. Guys, you got to pay attention locally. The sewer did not become the sewer on its own.
Yeah.
It was cultivated and groomed in your own backyard. So no matter what you're up against, you need to be the sharpest tip of the spear in your circle of influence, and keep talking and keep speaking and keep being bold and keep walking in the authority that God has given you for such a time as this. So
amen, guys. That's going to be it for today with Open Mic. Guys, if you're not already, make sure you follow at Real Allie Leger, at Michelle Posey, and at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Keep it locked here, because we are going to have all the breaking news for you, including highlights from Trump's 4 o'clock today, his press conference with the executive order. We anticipate he's going to be declaring officially Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist organization.
Hopefully.
No news there. Only somebody that Barack Obama worked hand in hand with. You remember him, the one that was president for a long time, who developed the Arab Spring in the Middle East. Oh my gosh, we'll talk all about it tomorrow. All roads lead to a bomb.
All right, you guys, y'all have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.